what is shown in the question here, and they wanted to find the average speed of the reaction. Okay, the average speed of the reaction. What you have to do is you got to draw a tangent, right? Draw a tangent on the graph. So which part of the graph, right, should we draw a tangent? Now, usually we will draw the part of the graph that has the steepest gradient. All right, so which is the start of the reaction here. Okay, so you can see that over here, it's a little hard to draw it on the screen here, but you just have to draw a line, all right, that will cut almost all the points on the curve here. And then after that, you measure the gradient of the line. All right, so something like this, use a ruler to draw it. You see that? Yeah, as much as possible. So actually this part, right, this part is the intersection part. So you try to extend the line, the tangent, and then you just measure the gradient of the line. That will be the average speed of the reaction. All right, on page 10. So we have reactions between the zinc, metal zinc, and the sulfuric acid. Okay, and then in the experiment, the volume of the gases are collected at different interval. So in experiment A, they are using the granulated zinc. Okay, experiment B is where they use the same reactants, right, the same temperature as well, but with a few drops of the copper 2 sulfate. So in fact, for the experiment B, they were also using the granulated zinc, right, same amount of reactants. But once we have added the copper 2 sulfate, it seems that the reaction becomes faster, right? Yeah, so this tells you that copper 2 sulfate could be a catalyst. Right, you can see that in this graph here, in this graph, both graphs actually merge together, indicating that the final product, right, of this reaction still remains the same as the original one. Right, so there is actually no increase in the amount of the reactants used. Right, so in part A, state briefly how the results of the two experiments differ and suggest one reason for this. So to state the results of the experiment, right, simply says that the speed of reaction of the experiment B is faster than that in experiment A. Okay, so we're going to say that it's faster. So you must highlight, how do you tell from the graph? So you must talk about the gradient.